An exciting Facebook and YouTube live from Dulscone, and we are here with Graham, the Hoof GP, Craigie boy in here as well, Graham the cameraman, and Steve, the other cameraman. There's cameramen everywhere. We've got our first cow into the crush at the moment. I'm just going to go and grab.
Really shallow feet, or like they might be really thin or something else. To Craig, this one's got really thin feet. Be really careful, or just polish it up or whatever. So we're always talking to each other. Or Craig might turn a front foot before I do and be surprised by something. So he'll tell me straight away, oh, this one's got such and such. So we're always communicating with each other. It's difficult for me not to do it right now as well.
So let me know in the comments, can you hear Graham here? Because I might just take the mics out and then you can hear everything.
Craig, you've overwrapped this grinder. You've wrapped it too tight.
This is a wee bit of nerves here. A wee bit of nerves, the boys overwrapped the grinder. So yeah, whilst Graham's talking, let me know if you can hear him, and then I can let, well, Graham's talking, I'll just be quiet, and then you can hear what Graham's saying. In between, I can talk away. So let us know if you can hear that, okay? Yes, can hear you both, Lisa says. Yeah, can hear him. Okay, excellent. So, Dexters first. We are going in with the Dexters at the moment. You'll see how the cow is wrapped right up into the cattle crush. This is one of the best cattle crushes in the world. So it's completely designed to be entirely safe for the cow. There we go.
Cameraman Graham is not just a cameraman or even a pretty face.
So it's always very, very important that everything is in place to make it as safe as we possibly can for the cows.
So we want to get them into the crush
Graham,
as soon as possible. As soon as they go
Craig, was that the wee bullock?
We want to get
Was that a wee bullock?
Before they can start.
A wee bullock that went through there?
I don't know.
Alright, I thought I heard Graham checking. Yeah, I think that was Ross that just ran through there. I'll try and name them as they come through. I struggle with the Dexters. I'll not lie, I struggle with the Dexter because it's so difficult when they are all black and all exactly the same size.
So these are the dew claws here, obviously, and the dew claws are from a bygone era, but to stop the cow's feet from sticking right into the mud, so they act like a spur. But as you can see, they should be down here, but because they're so small, they don't fit all the way down.
Oh, I see.
Yeah?
Okay.
So,
that's what makes it difficult.
Yeah, and I should be able to trim them when they're completely flat like that, but I can't. But as you can see, again, she has got really nice little feet and doesn't need much done at all.
We're easing Graham in here, by the way, because the Highlanders and the Herefords, the Highlanders are new to the farm and the Herefords are pretty new as well. They came in August time, and the Herefords' feet were extremely long when they came. However, they were in calf, heavily in calf when they came to the farm. So we couldn't do their feet until now. So they have all the calves, 3 healthy calves, which is lovely. You'll see them running through now as well. We'll see the calves running through. They'll probably run through with the mums and just get, if we can keep them in that pen at the back, we will. But we weren't able really to do anything else with them until this point. But yeah, their feet are really long, so when they're running in, you'll see the difference. A lot of the Dexters that we are bringing in here are homegrown and they're very young. That's why their feet aren't looking too long. A few of the older ones will be running through shortly. The likes of Autumn, believe it or not. Autumn is one of the tiny ginger Dexter, or the only ginger Dexter that's in there. And her feet are very long. She was actually rescued from the fat ring, as we call it. The fat ring is where animals are going, and that's kind of their entrance into the food chain. And one of my friends had messaged and said, look, I've got this tiny red Dexter running through the fat ring. Do you want me to get her for you? I said, yeah, absolutely. If she's tiny, she'll fit in great with us. So he picked her up and brought her here, and she's done great with us. She's had a calf who was the first one that ran through here. The calf's obviously bigger than her because she's absolutely tiny, but her feet are quite long, and there's a few issues that she came to the farm with regarding her feet and regarding her legs, so Graham's going to talk us through that as well.
You can see they do get quite riled up, obviously. They don't want to be away from their friends, just like me. They like to be in a herd. So the crush doesn't hurt them at all. That's just a really, really comfortable crush. And actually, if you squeeze a cow, if you give a cow a hug, she calms right down. So if they get really, really anxious and you put them in a crush, it actually helps them calm down. Does anybody know who Temple Grandin is? Yeah, Temple Grandin is a lady with autism in America. And she studied cows for a long, long time and realised that when you put them in a squeeze crush, they actually felt much calmer.
See how clever that crush is.
Although I'm just being disproved right now. But she found that out and she realised that when she felt anxious, if she had a squeeze, then she calmed right down as well. And she made herself a little crush for home. And she would climb into the crush every night and get squeezed. Did you know this?
I did not. This is news to me.
Get squeezed and it would calm her right down and she'd feel much, much better. So she is an incredible woman. And she designed many, many abattoirs and places like that to keep cows really calm and make sure that the temperament's as good as possible. So, an amazing woman, Temple Grandin.
What a story. What a great story. Who would have thought? So, you'll see the way that the crush works here. Everything is hydraulic, and the whole idea is to make things a lot easier for Graham.
These cows' feet here are beautiful. They really, really don't do much at all. In fact, they literally need nothing. So I'm just going to leave the back feet. It's difficult when you've got all these people looking at you to trim cow's feet and she doesn't need her feet trimmed. You're like, we'll pretend we're doing something.
So the good thing about that though is she's very new to the farm, just in the last 6 weeks or so. So she's came in good condition and she came in with good feet. So she's been very well looked after where they've came from, which is always a good sign. Shows that you've got some good breeding there as well. So that's always a bonus, and it's good to hear that. Yeah, I was just saying there about the crush to everyone online as well, Graham. It's totally designed to make things easier on you and to make things a lot safer on the cow. So everything's hydraulic, everything's there for a reason.
Yeah, so years ago, sort of 25 years ago, there were no crushes like this. Look, she's got her foot stuck all the way up there. That's fine, Craig, don't worry. She's got her foot stuck. That is new. Wow, look at this, that's new, that's never ever happened. She's got her leg stuck right up in the back of the crush. And Craig would panic in a situation like this. But there's no point, you would panic. You would panic a little bit. There's no point in panicking.
I'm kind of panicking.
Open the back door, and then close it again. It's actually pretty easy. Yeah, years and years ago, there was no hydraulic crushes, it was all windy winches, and when I first started it was like that. Luckily it was only like that for a few months until I eventually managed to borrow money off my mother actually to build a crush. Right, next one. Hoof. Okay, that's a bad idea. Are you risking that or are you?
No, no, I'm not going to risk it.
No, you're not going to risk it.
I'm not going to risk it, actually.
Ben's cable is right across the passage of the crush. It's okay, it's his first time.
Yeah, I don't think we need that hassle today. Everything's stressful enough, getting everything running okay. We don't need a broken cable too.
Come on, love.
Here's a very well-fleshed, as we would call it, well-fleshed Dexter.
Are you talking about Craig or the guy?
Don't let him do that to you, Craig.
I'm sorry, Craig.
Just because he's got a mic, it doesn't mean he can say whatever he wants, you know?
So she's got her foot stuck in that back band here. Craig's going to try and lift it a little bit so that she flicks it back over the band. And then we'll lift all of her feet again. Stop that. So these are not pure Dexters, are they?
No, cross with an Angus. Cross with an Angus.
And when you do that, Craig's lifting the belly band a little bit, and you'll see now she's got her feet off the ground, which is a bit more calm.
And you can see as well, even with the best technology and the best crush in the world, they're still difficult to work with. You know, there is no secret, you know, to actually working with them where they're going to go in and behave just whatever way they want.
There is editing.
Yeah.
We edit. I'm joking.
So this is the side of the Hoof GP that you don't normally see, the unedited version.
Mrs. HGP doesn't like that side so much. Ashley's over in the corner, by the way, aren't you, Mrs. HGP?
Give Ashley a wave, everyone.
Hello, Mrs. HGP. Again, these are really good. Wait, I've broken my glove. Can you grab me another glove, please, Craig? They're over there. What, sorry? Glove.
Graham, what was the moment like when you got this crush and you went from a manual crush into this? Was it like my life here?
It's a sort of
gradual process actually. So I built the first 2 crushes because I couldn't afford anything else. And the first one I built, I spent like 5 months building it, and I would say all of my money, but all of my mum's money, building the crush, and then it fell to pieces the first day I used it.
Nice.
Which was slightly embarrassing, but we got it fixed up, and then we moved on. But getting this crush was incredible. It was a dream come true. And that sounds like it's overthought, but it genuinely was. Your hands go all sweaty. Everyone put the gloves on, you can't get the next one on. It's like, I'll wait a split second. So it was a huge relief. But the thing about cows is, you'll notice that as soon as we put this cow in, we're starting to rush round about them.
I know.
The more time they're in something like this, and they get a chance to move around, the more they get upset. So having a new crash, that works so well, is infinitely good because the cows behave much better because they're working so much quicker. So it's not just about it being shiny and green, although shiny green things are quite cool. It's a lot about the cow's behaviour improves massively because they're looked after so much quicker. Where'd you put my glove? He's gone away. Craig! My glove! Anybody want a job? What's that? I told people in a YouTube video once that Craig was sacked and we needed a new employee. Not a joke, I got 100 applications. Quite a few of them are actually considered as well.
So day-to-day routine for you, Graham, on farm. I know a lot of people don't see the full day-to-day that goes on, but what does it look like for you guys?
So in general, people on YouTube will see us trimming 1 or 2 cows, and a lot of people think in the hoof trimming world as well that we don't trim that many cows anymore because we're very lucky and YouTube provides us an income. The reality is the opposite. We're flat out busy, usually trimming, Craig, about 60 cows a day, do you think?
Yeah, thereabouts, yeah.
About 60 cows a day, but we will regularly trim over 100. So yeah, it's absolutely flat out, but day to day, these are the type of problems that we're seeing, i.e. no problems. We're just trimming them to make sure that they don't get those problems. But people, it's car crash TV, isn't it? YouTube. When anyone sees things like that, that's what what catches your attention. So we use those videos to bring people in, and then we teach them about how farmers are really looking after their cows and what it's really like. So we always try to provide context that actually cow's feet aren't always like this. These are the rare cases.
And we have the same thing here with Graham's producing a lot of content, of course, and Graham makes a lot of his living through through social media. Here we go. Here's Autumn. Look at the size of her.
This cow.
Now she is half golden retriever.
Campbell, here's a cow for you, a little ginger one, just like my son.
So yeah, day to day for us with all the content that we're producing, the same as Graham and the team, it takes a lot of work and a lot of different things going on all the time to actually get that content. So you always have to be trying new things, you have to be working with new breeds, and in Graham's case you have to be doing a lot of feet because you have to have the amount of feet there to then inevitably find the problems. So if you only done, correct me if I'm wrong here Graham, but if you only done 10 or 15 cows a day, you wouldn't get the content that needs to go out on the channel.
That's right. It's sort of, yeah, exactly that. We have to trim a lot of cows' feet to get the content that we do get. Just have your foot up with your hand, Craig. It's okay, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel a thing.
Oh no! That's quite a wet tail there, Craig. How are you? I don't think that was in the that wasn't in the schedule.
I am not exaggerating. I promise you, I've had it shit in my nose. I mean, have I got
Sorry. We'll have to do a Sky Sports. Sorry for any content you might have heard there. Any bad words that just slip out sometimes.
Code Brown?
Code Brown. Should add it in there. I was coming to get a close up of the nose there.
The excrement.
The excrement nose.
Right, lift your feet. Lift your feet. It's okay. So you can see, usually the cows are not off the ground.
I am going to hear
Come round
about
here.
this later.
Ben, come round this side. Right, show everybody. So does anyone know what the head gate is for?
Yeah. Hello, darling.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel sorry for that.
You're okay. You're okay, darling. That's you. And you.
She is fine. In all seriousness, folks, she is absolutely fine. But she also, in all seriousness, happens to be the one that needs her feet done the most.
She does need her feet done here, and Graham spied this straight away when he came to the farm, and he first seen Autumn. So when she came, she had quite long feet, and she's already had her feet done once here since she's came. But she also had kind of inturned back feet, and I never really knew why that was. I didn't know if it was a birth defect or what the reason was for it. And every day's a learning day, certainly when you're farming. And Graham can shine a little light on why that is as well. And you'll see her when she walks out of here. You'll see what ways she walks. Her feet kind of point in the way, and there's a reason for that, isn't there, Graham?
Yeah, so she's had a little problem when she was younger. Sometimes they push really, really hard when they're trying to feed, and they've got they've got a what's the word? Ligament? A ligament on either side of their foot, and it holds their foot straight like an elastic band. So imagine your foot is completely straight, and you've got a rubber band on either side of your foot, pulling your foot straight, and one snaps. Well, that means the other one pulls the foot up even more. So what happens is they end up with this curl on their foot. So their whole foot, the bone inside it is actually twisted, and the hoof horn itself grows in the same way as the bone is orientated. I am not joking. This is the smallest cow I've ever trimmed by a mile. I've trimmed calves bigger than this cow, and that is also not a joke. So you don't regularly see me using these nippers on cows. That's very, very rare.
Graham's going to be lapping this one up. Look, I'm getting the angles in there. Yeah. I can already see the title in my mind's eye. We trim the smallest cow in the world.
Yeah. Angry face.
yeah.
So this is definitely very, very different. I'll be honest. I want to put her foot down because this is quite stressful. That she looks comfortable enough, but with all of you watching, it's quite stressful. But I am going to make sure I do the best job I can. So I'm going to get the grinder in my hand and trim at a very strange angle here. You can't see what I'm seeing, but there's a bar across there, and I'm trying to brace it. Now, this is the time we do not want her to code brown. Lift it. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. The belly band up. Yep, that's it. And cool.
Now, for demonstration purposes and for content purposes, a code brown at this very moment would be epic.
What was that?
Nothing, Graham.
Okay. They look a lot better. They do not look perfect, but they look a lot better. Can anybody see that I'm sweating? That does not happen.
You are sweating, Graham.
Good.
I know.
Real sweat.
You didn't see, everyone in the camera there didn't see Graham around the other side with his little just for effect. It's all about the effects, isn't it? It is good to get her feet done and make sure that Graham can cast his expert eye over them and make sure that she can be walking as perfectly as possible now. Really, the damage is done when she was younger, but walking as well as she possibly can. You also find as well, see, with very, very small cows like this, you often get a little deformity here and there. With miniature breeds, it's not uncommon. And the back feet, that's what I'd put it down to, the back feet, but Graham informed me otherwise today. So, like I say, every day is a bit of a learning day. And she's calmed right down now, she's okay. She's accepted what's happening.
Sorry, I'm breathing really deeply, I can hear it. So we're not looking to make these cows' feet perfect. Our job is to make her more comfortable, and if we do that in any way, we've done it to an extent. Alright, good. Kind of like the Krypton factor. Does anyone remember the Krypton factor? No, I try to figure out how to do this. That looks a lot better, Ben. Look at that.
It's looking beautiful. And is this, so this can go down as a record, the smallest cow that you've ever trimmed?
Yep, genuinely, yeah. 100%. Okay, Craig, can you try and lift that front foot, please? So we're going to drop her down a little bit because I'll do that, Craig. You're all right, I promise.
Look at her just staring at Graham. You maybe not be able to see from where you guys are, but just staring at Graham. She's lovingly looking at him through the bars. Take care of me, Graham. So is it the same situation, Graham, with sheep and goats as it is with cows, where you get the back feet will sometimes grow quicker than the front feet, or is it much same of they all just grow at the same rate?
They all grow at the same rate, but the back feet get a lot more problems because they're just sort of doing more. The weight balance is uneven. It's also worse on a dairy cow. We're going to drop this right down, Craig, actually. Drop halfway. Sorry, we're making to go along. Can you tell? This is not usual. But on a dairy cow, yep, there we go, Craig. We can get them in now. Yep, cool. Lovely. Can you get a flap under or not? No. Okay. On a dairy cow, they have a lot more problems because they're a lot leaner. These cows are much fleshier. As yeah, you can trim them. Yeah. Dairy cows have got a lot leaner body, and because of that, they don't have as much fat in their feet as well. Believe it or not, there is lots of fat inside these claws. Those little claws is a kind of funny name for hooves, isn't it? I'm not sure why we call them claws. She is behaving impeccably. I am very happy with her.
We've got Bernie commenting on our Facebook Live stream just now. Over 2,200 people watching just on Facebook Live at the minute. We're saying the place is packed for the Hoof GP. It certainly is. There is so many of you turned out today. It means a lot to both of us, doesn't it, Graham?
It means a huge amount. It really does.
We were both worried no one would turn up, but there we go.
Yeah, we were, weren't we? And that's not a joke.
Never a doubt, never a doubt. Graham had said, oh no, what? I'm scared no one turns up. I was like, don't be silly. Don't be silly. Always had the faith. Something so interesting as well, you know, you've like working on the farm daily for us. This is still really interesting for me to watch. I've never seen Graham's crush in action in person, and yeah, I think it's absolutely brilliant. Even with the challenges of the tiny cows.
Right.
Right, go on, darling. Now take a good look at her back feet, and you'll see the way they point in.
Come on, lads. Come on.
You'll see that, you guys over here are getting a good view of that. Come on. And she's always had feet like that. And you say that's back from when she was a calf, Graham, you reckon?
Not necessarily. That's easy for me to say. Not necessarily when she was a calf, but she definitely had something go wrong at some point. So, yeah. It's all to do with the bone inside her foot and how it's situated. So if the bone's twisted round, then her hoof grows at the same sort of. It follows the contours, if that makes sense. Thanks, Ben. By the way, this cow is so much bigger. If you look really closely, she is. Yeah, she's no bigger.
Just thinking there and saying about Autumn being a calf, can you imagine how small she was as a calf?
How did you know it was a calf and not a lamb?
It must have looked like a spaniel.
Yeah.
That mooed.
Yeah, so I'm just checking, because she's so small, I'm checking that her feet and that she's still comfortable.
Now, this didn't turn out today to be the challenge that I thought it was going to be. I thought if anything was going to be the challenge, it was going to be the big fat Herefords going through and the Highlanders with their huge horns. I thought that was going to be the real challenge, and it might still be.
I think the real challenge was last night. Did anyone see Ben getting the cows in out of the field?
Graham,
Yes?
we may have to remove the mic.
I'm not joking. Craig said to me, do you think they're hamming it up for the video? And I said, I really don't think they are.
I always think it's quite entertaining that people think we're clever enough to actually foresee something like that happening and us hamming it up. You'll see the speed that Kyle was driving about in the mule and trying to get them haired up. That no, nothing was staged on that. We knew it was risky. We'd said it was a bit risky because of the work we're doing down in the field.
Yeah.
There is no fencing along there. Normally there is a fence right the way along. We don't need to worry about it. But we're running so behind and the light was fading. We just had to go for it. But we got there in the end.
They say never work with animals or children, don't they? And look at me, I've got cows and I've got Craig. So let me change that saying. He gets a lot of stick, doesn't he? Sorry, Craig. Can we everybody give a big
Just to say there on that, don't work with children and animals, at least you don't have a farm park.
You're all getting, you're like, I've seen him trim on videos. It's nothing like that in real life.
There's a lot of love coming in for Craig online here. A lot of love. There you go.
We don't need that, folks. Come on. I'm only joking. I would not be here without Craig now. Craig is a massive asset to me. I know I joke about him all the time. He does deserve that, but he is a massive, massive asset to me. Just don't tip well.
To be fair, this is the first little bit of stick that Craig's got today because cameraman Graham has been getting it all morning, bless him, and he's a good sport.
Should we ask cameraman Graham a few questions on the microphone?
Yeah, we should, yeah. Does Google Translate have the mackers?
So we are not trimming any more slowly than just because we're here. We're trimming much more slowly because these cows are obviously not what we're used to. But usually when we're trimming, each cow takes around 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes for us to trim completely. So they'll be in and out and gone and away by then. Trim away. I don't want that to continue up there. I don't think she's lame though, is she?
No, no one's lame, no.
No one's lame. Apart from Craig. Problems. And a lot of people will say, oh, she's got stone damage on her feet. But it's a chicken and the egg scenario. Oh, I think he's going away. It's a chicken and the egg scenario first, the stone or the hole. And usually it's the hole there when the stone gets in. Like hurt herself, there's a crack. Stone gets in and makes it much worse. But as you can see there, it's nearly disappeared. Stone gets in and makes it much worse. But as you can see there, it's nearly disappeared. But I'm not going to do it any further than that because she's not going to risk it. But yeah, she's good.
Okay.
She was well behaved, wasn't she?
Could you give me?
Yes.
I was begging for him to stop talking there. Like, my legs are agony.
I thought you were just hot. His face was going bright red.
So yeah, no problems with the feet. We're absolutely fine. And yeah, you'll see when she walks out here. She wasn't lame before she went in, so hopefully she's not.
Whoa!
Sorry, Graham. Had to get it back in there. I'll
tell you a little story quickly. We were at a farm, and Craig had been trimming for a little while, and Craig had been trimming for a little while, and I went away to get coffee and come back, and the farmer says, "Oh, see, Craig's trimming." I was like, "Yeah." I let him do that sometimes so they've got lame cows to come back to. And the farmer was like, "What?" And he took the biggest offence. He was like, I can't believe you said it. I can't believe you said it. Right, come on, love. She's got better feet. Come on.
So a lot of these cows that are running through here, apart from the exception of 2, I think, we have Raven, Ross, 3.
Dearly.
Raven, Ross, and our Dexter mum are not in calve. So, aren't in calf, sorry. So the three that I mentioned there aren't in calf, the rest are in calf. Little Autumn, she's in calf as well. So yeah, they're, it doesn't do them any harm, it's perfectly safe for them. And hopefully come February time.
That's a question we get asked a lot by farmers. Is it okay to trim a cow when she's heavily in calf? Is it safe? And understandably so. Cows are, let's not forget, this is a farm. And cows are very valuable, but also delicate. And they can be, people are very, very proud and close to their animals and things. So they're really worried, especially when the cows are close to calving. But we have, touch wood, we have never ever had a problem trimming a pregnant cow, no matter how close to the calving she is. So yeah, if there were a day or two before calving, I would say to the farmer, I'll come back in 2 days' time and I'll trim her again, and we go out of our way to do that, just to make sure, but we actually have never ever had a problem. So there you go. You can understand why people might think it, because the belly bands look bad, but she is comfortable, I promise.
Lots of people saying that YouTube quality isn't great. I've not moved anywhere. We're still on the same signal. I think it's a YouTube thing. Every once in a while, it just drops off. It should come back, but come over to Facebook if you're struggling with YouTube quality. Sorry about that. Like I say, I've not moved anything. I've not changed any networks. Everything is exactly the same as we always stream it. It's just sometimes whether it's weather in the area or I don't know. It just sometimes goes off like that. But should pop back on. Should come clear again. So just bear with us. If not, come over to Dalscon Farm on Facebook. Right, so this is the last batch. This is the last one of this batch. This is the last of the Dexters, and here they'll all be done. Obviously, we had one Hereford that sneaked in at the back there. One of the new ones onto the farm. So we're going to run these back out into the field, and then we'll get our next batch up, and we're going to do our Q&A as well. So if anyone has any questions, do get them ready for either me or Graham, and we'll be happy to answer them. We'll be asking each other a few questions as well.
We like questions. Think of random questions. The more questions, the better.
Ashley said. Could you grab the two stools from down in the packing centre here? Could you grab the two stools from down in the packing centre so we've got something that we can...
Lovely.
All right, there we go.
I think that went pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah, for the first batch, absolutely perfect.
Good girls. We'll take that every time. No, not every time. Bigger cows next time.
They were impeccably behaved overall, though, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Behaved great.
And so were the cows. But well done, Cook. No, they were. It can be a real struggle. Ben, it sounds silly to say this because we're on YouTube and things. I'm actually quite a shy person. And Ben was asking me, are you nervous, are you shy, are you worried about today? And you lot are always really friendly, so that's all good. If the cows weren't here, I would be nervous about meeting all of you, but really, I was only nervous about the cows being safe and everything going perfectly well with them. So when I found out it was Dexter's, I said, oh. But it went perfectly, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, really, really happy with that. Yeah, brilliant. Right, what's the crack now then? Sorry?
Right then, we'll get these ran back out into the field, and then we are going to get onto the Q&A, I think. We'll be all good to getting onto the Q&A. So let's get these ran out first, and then we'll go straight onto that. And also, don't forget, we should have the books up in the corner. If you haven't got your book for Graham to sign, you can go and get that up in the corner as well. Give us 2 seconds to get sorted out, and we'll come back and take some of your questions.
Where?
Behind.
So there is. Campbell. Oh.
Shouldn't be.
Hello? Hello? No, you're still there. You're still there. Campbell's just pointing out the milk carton. Why are you dressed as milk carton? It's Halloween, so that's not an everyday thing.
Makes total sense.
Milk? Yeah.
I love it. I love the effort. Fantastic. Right, I've got a couple of Eh?
What's the Q&A guy be like?
Just here. We'll just do it here so everyone can kind of see around it. Well, ideally where everyone can see us. Where can everyone see us from?
In front.
Front of the crush.
In front of the crush. The other side.
Then everybody for there on other
It's just the other side of that crush. Can't see the other side of the crush. But then they'll not if we're around that side. Maybe go here. Right, get these girls out first so there's no hassle. Right. Okay, right, is questions at the ready for everyone? I think Kira's bringing us up a couple of stools so we're not standing around here like a couple of spare parts. But has anyone got any questions? Raise your hand if you have anything for either myself or Graham, and I will come to you and you can let us know.
Can we see people from better from around here? Yeah, can everybody see us from here? You can. Yeah, come around here. Oh, Ben, actually, you stay where people can't see. Right, I'll stay here.
Much more family friendly.
We can see everybody from here.
Right, who have we got? You young man.
Do any of your cows produce milk that you sell?
No, not on the farm. My dad would love that. My dad would absolutely love to have some dairy cows, but none of ours are here for producing milk, so they're not. It's a different type of cow. That's the ones that Graham normally does their feed. Holstein cows, isn't it?
Yeah, Holsteins. Holsteins and Holstein Friesians, which are different. People think they're the same, but they're not.
The big black and white ones. That's what we need for doing milk. Anyone else?
My question's for Graham. Graham, how long could you keep a cow inside that crush? Let's just say that Craig wasn't available, you was working on your own, and you had like one or two lens. So you was working on your own. How long can you safely keep a cow in that machine?
I'm tempted to tell you the story about when Craig forgot there was a cow in the crush and drove home with her, but we won't. No, in all seriousness, honestly half an hour. She can stay there an hour. It's totally fine. What we do need to watch out for is, so that head gate has 2 bars, and I don't know if people know anything about pressure points, but if you push really hard in your neck, it's well, you don't even have to push hard, it's sore. And that's called your radial nerve. And cows have got a radial nerve that run down there. So what you do really need to take good care of is watching the cows pushing against the head gate, because if they nip their radial nerve, they'll come out like they've broken their legs. And actually, I show, a lot of people aren't sure I should do this, but I will not shy away from showing anything on YouTube, because if it happens, it happens, and I'm not going to hide away from it. And I showed a bull that happened to, and he came out and it looked like he had broken legs. He completely recovered after a few days, and it was fine. But in answer to your question, there's no real time limit. If I was trimming by myself, usually a cow would take about 6 or 7 minutes to trim. With me and Craig, it's about a minute and a half. So it's pretty quick.
I mean, they look comfortable once it stops struggling, like you'd obviously restrain them for their own benefit as well.
Yep.
But clearly, I just wondered how long that you could keep them in there, because really, like I say, they just look to us, uninitiated people, that the animal is struggling because it's in pain, and that's clearly not the case, is that right?
No, she's struggling because she doesn't want to be in it. Come on, we'll put you in and see how much you struggle. Cows are herding animals, and I cannot get it across enough. They detest being away from the rest of the herd. They don't feel safe. They're prey animals, so they get really, really scared. And that's the only reason they struggle. When you get a really wild cow, the temptation is to get frustrated at the cow, and you do see that happening. But really, the cow's just jumping around and things because she's scared. So the more calm you are with her, actually, the better it is for them. But yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, cheers. Next question. Oh, Hare's got a question.
So it's for Graham. Is there one that you've ever refused to do or not wanted to do? I mean, I would have said if it's too small, but we've seen that's not the case.
Yes, I don't like talking about it, but yes, there is. So I have had cows in the past. Sorry, I'm stuttering because I don't
Tell us, Graham, tell us.
Talking about things like this. So I did have a customer around 10 years ago, and he was quite a reasonably regular customer, and he said, could I take a look at these 3 cows? And I said, why are you talking about them a bit differently? And he'd had the vet look at them. And so we put the first 2 in, and they were horrific. This is quite sad actually, but they were horrific. And we trimmed them, and actually both of them got better. But the third cow, I said, I'm really sorry, I'm not wanting to put her in the crush because I think it'd be too traumatic for her. She can't put any weight on the foot. If she goes down, it will be terrible. And they euthanized the cow. That was the best thing to do for it because I hadn't trimmed her at all. So I think that is the only cow I've ever not put in the crush. And we've trimmed, I did count up roughly, it must be around 400,000 cows now. So there's only ever been one that, and it sticks in my mind because it was 10 years ago. There was another instance where I trimmed about 5 cows and we trimmed all of them in, and this is a slightly different case, but the woman said, I do have another 6, but you don't have to do them if you don't want. And I said, oh, of course, fine, bring them round. She brought 6 donkeys round the corner, and I said, I'm really sorry.
Surprise, surprise!
So I didn't do YouTube at the time, but now I'm like, yeah, bring them in. But nah, so that's the only time. That's quite a good question though, I've never heard that before. Any more?
There's one over behind you here. There's one lady over
I've got one for Ben. Ben, when did you start Dulscone and why? Like, how long has this been here for? Oh, sorry.
That's okay, we'll ask that one first. I'll answer it now.
Sorry.
Next.
Did you ever think at the beginning that the social media would take off as big?
No, so absolutely not. There's no way I could foresee it. This month we have had Stephen will be able to tell me better. 146 million views on Facebook, around 30 million on the second YouTube channel, about 50 on the other one. So we've had well in excess of 200 million views this month, which is unbelievable. So I could never ever have foreseen that. What I did know was, the reason I started was whenever I looked on YouTube, all of the YouTube videos of cows getting their feet trimmed were of a cow's foot that was pretty good, that then got trimmed and looked a bit better. And it was understandable because nobody wanted backlash showing cows that had horrendous feet. And I thought, well, if it happens, it happens. I want to show people and I want people to understand that farmers aren't just thinking, oh, I don't care. I want to show them why it happens, what they do about it, and that it didn't make any sense. So I knew there would be people interested in it. I didn't realise that a lot. So about 99.9% of the people who watch are not from farms. A huge percentage of farmers watch, but there's so many people that watch that even though it's a large percentage of farmers, that's a very small percentage of the total population that watch. So the success that I wanted was for farmers to watch so that they could treat their cows better, and I kind of did know that would happen, but I didn't know that the other part would happen. Hope that answers that. Right, yep. Why did you start Dulscone? When did you start it? Tell us a little bit of the background.
So 21 years, Dulscone is 21 years old now, and Mum and Dad started it back in the day. It was after foot and mouth. So we got foot and mouth disease, unfortunately, which was the pandemic that hit the farming industry, and all of our animals were culled. And I remember me and Joe, my brother, were sitting, he's not in here just now, but we were sitting in the living room, and we weren't allowed to go to school. We were stuck in the house completely. And there's all these men going around in white suits, like biohazard suits. And I remember turning to him saying, I don't like this. And he said, I don't like it either. And they were there culling the animals. And down in the bottom fields where we film quite often, they dug big byres, and that's where they burned all the animals. So that kind of got us out of farming. We lost everything, and we ended up getting compensation from the government for losing our animals. And that was kind of the moment where we could change what we were doing. And it was really hard work on Dad. We had a small farm shop and a toy shop at the time already that we'd always had, but it was the time to really diversify and try and make something that would keep the family employed. So we had, Alice was very young at the time, she'd only been a baby, and I was, what was foot and mouth? 2001 maybe?
Yeah, so you've been in your 30s.
Yeah, yeah, you'd think it. So that was the time to change things up, and then we could try and make something that can employ the whole family. So we started off, we put the first soft play in our old tatty shed, where it actually remains just now, and then things just kept growing from there. And then from what the Dulscone that you see in the last 4 or 5 years isn't the Dulscone that has been around forever. You know, because of social media, and Graham can testify to this, we're lucky enough social media now. And if you get a lot of views, like we're both lucky enough to have, it can be quite lucrative. So being lucrative as it is, we put everything back into the farm. We've been able to expand quite a lot in the last few years and try and make a good foundation for ourselves, because, again, like Graham will say, you never know when it's going to end.
No.
And you can't be too careful. So we try and try and use it sensibly. We know how lucky we are, and yeah, that's how it's got to where it is.
Yeah, cool. I think that answers that then. Right. Questions?
There you go. Here, on you go.
Got to say, the crowd's just as well behaved as the cows.
I know.
I was worried about them jumping the gate.
Yeah. And no.
Wondering when the next crushing is going to be delivered.
Oh, where's Graham and Craig? The reason I'm looking for them is because we're looking for our new crush just now. It will be another KVK. It will be exactly the same as this, but it will be just finished as a little bit of paint has come off. Yeah, I'll make. No, I don't hide it. This is sponsored. So what I'll tell you the story of the crush actually. So we had the last crush, which was the Appleton Steel, which a lot of maybe you guys helped to get actually. We had that, and then the KVK company contacted me and they said to me, I didn't really need another crush. I liked the one I had. I liked it a lot. And they said to me, if we give you a really good discount, will you use our crush on social media? And I said, no. And they were like, oh. But it'll be a really, really good discount. And I said, no, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. They're like, oh, okay. So I put the phone down, and they text me and said, is there any way we can convince you? So I phoned them back and I said, tell you what, give me the crush for free, and I'll park it in the shed, and if it's that good, I'll end up using it, won't I? And they were like, oh, I don't know about that. And I said, well, if you're so convinced it's that good, then I'll end up using it. And they said, right, okay, we'll have a go. So every 2 years it gets renewed. It just gets replaced with a new one. This one goes away and we get a new one. So it's due for renewal about January, February time. So yeah, there you go. So yeah.
What's like your favourite cow you've ever trimmed?
Dexter's. No, so I'm gonna offend Ben a little bit here. Sorka, but not your Sorka. So does anyone know who Sorka is from another farm? So there's a farm over. Do you know who I mean? Mm-hmm. There's a farm over near Glenluce, and she's a Highland cow, and she was absolutely beautiful. And she'd been on the cover of Vogue magazine. She'd been on the cover of It magazine in Italy, cycling magazines, all sorts, all around the world. Sadly, she passed this year, but we trimmed her, and it was actually a real sort of pleasure and a privilege to trim her because she was so well thought of. She was a real pet for the people who owned her as well. So that's probably my favourite cow, although I shouldn't say that. But also, it's hard to answer somebody quickly without fully considering that question. Now I'm coming to think of it, Gracie, cow 812, she was, when we first, so this was a story that sort of made my channel blow up. It was a cow who was incredibly lame because she had been really ill with a thing called E. coli. And we brought her in and she was quite wild the first time, but we trimmed her about 10 times and got her fully fit again. And the world kind of grew to love her, and her videos have been viewed over 100 million times now. So yeah, probably Gracie, cow 812, yeah. Yes, next question.
This young girl's got one question here. You go.
Why did you start hoof trimming?
Because I wanted to be closer to my girlfriend. Is that too honest, actually? So I used to put numbers on cows' bums. It's called freeze branding, so that the farmers know which cow is which. And I would do it all over Scotland, and it meant I was away from home loads and loads. And everybody said, you're really good at this. You get attention to detail, meaning the numbers on the bums. And they said, you should trim cows' feet. And I said, I will never do that. That is a disgusting job. Only an idiot would do it. And it turned out I was right. Only idiots do trim cows' feet. So I ended up trimming cows' feet. So that is why. And that was about 15 or 16 years ago. So it was a long time ago. You're going to trim cows' feet, are you? Yeah, you should.
Hiya. So
Hello.
I've been watching you for quite a long time now.
Thank you.
Why do you think, I mean, I'm not, my brother's in farming, but I'm not.
Yep.
So why do you think there are, like, how people, farmers...
So it's a really good question, and I can give you a very precise answer, actually. And it's not down to me. So I was on a radio show about a year and a half ago, and they had a huge behaviourist on there. She was a doctor. And they asked her that question while I was on the show. And she said that it's dopamine mining. So I've got ADHD, bipolar and stuff. And so I get super obsessed with things. But also, I like journeys and I like conflict and reconciliation. So basically, the people who watch, are getting a dopamine hit from a problem, which is a cow's foot, that's terrible. You see the process of it being fixed, and then you see the release, the sort of it coming back together when the cow starts to walk a little bit better. So you see the full story within each video. And something I absolutely love doing, obviously I love trimming cows' feet, but I actually love photography, I love videography, I love editing, I love all of that. A lot of YouTubers kind of like doing what they do, but they don't like that bit. I actually love it. So when we set out, we all wanted to make this sounds really strange, but we still do, make sure every video tells a story. So there's a start, which is the problem, then there's what we do about it and how it ends up. So I think that's the answer to your question.
And it's not because you three are so incredibly funny, and the relationship is...
If you could understand what Graham says, he's actually not funny. It's just, yeah. Does anybody want to ask Graham a question?
Yeah.
Come on, Graham. Right. If you think anybody can understand what he says, we're going to have to look like we're kissing. Right, okay? Does anybody got a question for Graham?
I'm no good at public speaking.
I'm not good at public speaking.
Yeah.
Right, a question for Graham. Here you go, here's one in here. Shout your question. Do you have any plans to train to hoof trim yourself, Graham? Right, just speak normal.
We spoke about it at the start, but I had an accident with my hand a while ago, so I can't grip the grinder. So, can you translate, please?
No. Thank you, Graham.
Good sport, Graham.
Thank you very much.
Good
So
sport.
that was an attempt to speak Scottish.
Graham, by the way, if you're not from southwest Scotland, ripping into each other is a real term of endearment. If I don't make fun of you, probably because I don't like you. So, with the exception of Craig. I really don't like him. Any more questions? Have we got time, Ben?
Yeah.
Yes, some more questions then, please. Yeah. We can just reach.
This is a bit of a strange one, and I know you'll probably go into it into your book, but with nurses, they always make a case for them.
Yep.
How do you deal with it afterwards?
You're asking good questions because you're making me. You make me think. So did everybody hear that question? Yeah.
Do you want to repeat that question? We'll just get you.
So the question was, with nurses, when they have a bad case, they take it home with them and they worry about it, and it really sort of grinds on their mood and their emotions, and they think about it a lot. Does that happen with me? Ashley will tell you that it does happen with me. So right now, it doesn't happen with me that much because a lot of my farms are fantastic, but there have been many occasions in the past where I'll say, I hate this. I'm not going to say the words that I say, but I'll say that farm's terrible, it's ridiculous, they're not listening to me. So it's more a case, it's not individual cows, it's much more a case of if a farmer didn't look after his cows, then that really upsets me. But that's not the case now for any of my farms. And actually, now I'm sort of considering your question a little bit more. I've been trimming for 15 or 16 years. That's not really the case for many farms now. That was the case, but more and more people are trimming more cows all the time. So one of the very first farms I ever trimmed, and it was a real baptism of fire. I trimmed 63 cows in 2 days, and it was my first farm. And about 40 of those cows had maggots in their feet. And I came home, and I was saying to Ashley, I was like, I don't know what I've done. I can't believe I've spent money on this training, and I've had to deal with this, it's terrible. But I've never seen a farm like that again. So everything's getting better and better and better and better. So yeah, emotionally it does get to me a lot. Used to. But now, farming standards have just really rocketed. They really, really have. And hopefully, we've played a little bit of a part in increasing the hoof health of cows. So good but awkward question. Next.
Lady behind you, wait a while.
Come here.
Go on here.
Come on.
Go on here.
3 here.
Get your leg up there.
How would one get into hoof trimming?
I just start.
Obviously.
So when I started, so the best case, if somebody came to me and said, how do I start hoof trimming? The first thing you do is you go on a hoof trimming course. So there are lots of courses, well, no, there aren't actually. There are a few hoof trimming courses, but they're largely available. You do an introduction to it, and then the best way to do it is contact farmers who have a crush already. As soon as you mention that you're really keen to do something like that, then they will absolutely grip that. They won't let you just go for it. They would be very cautious because their cows mean an awful lot to them. So it would be slowly, softly kind of thing, and then just do more training. We still train today. Like every year or every second year, we go away and we get analysed and checked, and sort of every day I'm asking Craig about this or that, and he's asking me other things. So we're constantly learning. But when I started, I contacted 12 people with a letter who I knew had crushes and said, can I come and trim on your crush and I'll do it cheaper? I did that, and then I've still got 11 of those customers now, and one of them, they trim their own feet. So I've still got those customers now, and that's 15 or 16 years ago. So that's all you need to do to build up a sort of routine. And hoof trimming actually is quite a lucrative business. So each cow is about £10 to trim. And on my own, I can remember coming through the door to Ashley, I trimmed 31 cows today, I couldn't believe it. And so if you can trim 31 cows a day, it's pretty good income. So you don't need that many farms to get up and running.
A few more questions.
So for sheep, when you start trimming feet, they smell. Is that the same with cows?
No, they smell beautiful. They don't smell as bad as sheep's feet. So sheep's, I'm not sure why that is, but they definitely don't smell as bad as sheep's feet. Sometimes you'll see in videos where, I'm just remembering the other day, sometimes you'll see in videos that I'll say, oh wow, that smells a lot. And so sometimes, like tonicrosis, that's when a bone is rotting inside a cow's foot. That smells horrendous, and it gets on your hands. The reason I'm laughing is I wondered if my sense of smell was worse than everybody else's, because people in the comments are always talking about that. Has anybody seen, the children in this room, has anybody seen that challenge where people get fermented fish and they open the can and then everybody is sick? You not seen that? Oh well, I bought this thing and then I locked this pair in our drying room and opened this fish, and they were, you'll see the video next week, it is absolutely horrendous. But weirdly, it didn't bother me. So hopefully that answers that question. Next question.
I have a question for Ben. How many animals have you had on the farm?
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
He's just gonna guess. This is
a
how many animals have you got on the farm today, roughly? Sheep, goats?
Thanks, Graham.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So we're sitting around 420, 430 sheep at the minute. We've got about 17 cows, 18 cows altogether, including the calves as well. How many have we had in the farm altogether is almost, impossible to tell, because a lot of them aren't here anymore. Obviously, when we do kidding and lambing, they only stay in for a few months and then they're away again by the time they get big enough to come off mums and then head to their new homes. So just now we've got about 420 sheep. We've got about 18 or 19 cattle. We've got 19 donkeys, 4 llamas, about 10 tortoises, and then once we get into the small animals, you lose me. But we have increased things a lot. Goats, we've got around 150 breeding goats that will be in this year as well. So this is the most, actually it's a good question, because this is the most amount of animals that we've had on the farm. This is the highest stock numbers that we've had for the last probably 25 years. So it's been a big increase for us. And a big investment in animals this year. The cow prices are absolutely huge at the moment, as are sheep prices. So trying to keep building things up is really quite difficult. But we've made a big investment this year to bring on our sheep, goats, and cows, and yeah, I'm hoping it's going to pay off and everyone's going to enjoy seeing them all. So yeah, that's numbers that we've got on just now, and yeah, it'll be a very busy year ahead with all the babies around.
So his answer was he doesn't know.
I thought I'd done okay.
Well, you did okay, but you don't know. It's a lot of animals, though.
I'm really enjoying this Q&A. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry. Right, should we do 2 more questions and then, or is that it?
Yeah, let's do a couple more.
We'll do 2 more questions, right? Chuck your hand up. There's a lady here, just behind the HB. Ivy? Oh, Graham's got a question.
Graham's got a
Go on
question.
then.
Hi, Graham.
Hold on, there you go.
Yes.
Just when I see the bigger breeds coming in now,
Yeah.
if autumn was the smallest, what's the largest breed that will fit in here?
Oh, good question. Great question.
So, when you say largest breed, some cows are very wide, some cows are very tall. So the widest that we'll trim are Charolais cows. So if Graham was a Holstein cow, I would be the Charolais cow. You know, my shoulders are much more muscular than Graham's there. So width-wise, it's a Charolais bull. They're colossal. But then you get some that are very, very long. And we actually had a shorthorn, which is a bit strange, that was incredibly long with his feet hanging out the back. And that's where we struggle. The width is okay, the height's usually okay, but our crush doesn't change in length. And that can be quite difficult. So if you ever see us trimming a really big bull, you'll see me and Craig actually have to shove the door shut a little bit just to get it to snag. Or sometimes we'll actually put the head gate slightly forward so that the bulls can lean forward. You know, I was talking about the radial nerve earlier. That's when you get the real issues. I don't know if anybody's ever saw a video, this was quite a long time ago, did you ever see a video of the bull stepping out the crush backwards? Do you see that, yeah? Well, that was because he was very, very long, and I didn't want him to snag his nerve on the head gate, so I had the head gate open. But I forgot I had the head gate open and lifted the back gate, and the crush was in the air, and he, just like a ballerina, stepped out the back, turned around and walked off, and we'll get him next time. So, yeah, so there's not one breed, but Charolais are probably the widest. Yep. Yes, Graham.
Yes,
what's your
Graham.
question?
That question Stephen asked in the pickup earlier on, kind of like the kind of coos he trimmed earlier on.
See, he doesn't put it on.
Yes. Are they going to be the same as the ones he trimmed there? And after the answer to that, what's your favourite employee?
Oh. So the question, he said the question he asked in the
Did anyone get that?
pickup, he never explained the question. The question was, does hoof horn change between breeds of cow? In other words, is the hoof horn really hard for some? Is it really soft for some? Does it grow faster? The answer is no. Where horn does really change is the conditions that the cows are in. So Ben's cows are outside and they're inside sometimes, so they would call that kind of average hoof horn. They're not too hard, they're not too soft. They get a little bit of wear up when they're on concrete. When they're outside, they grow a little bit. So if you had cows that are outside all the time, they would have really soft hoof horn, but their feet would grow loads because they don't. Well, they wouldn't grow loads. They just wouldn't wear so much. But when they're inside, or if they're in dry climate, then their feet go incredibly hard. So if you've ever seen Nate the hoof guy trimming, he trims a completely different type of cow's foot from what I'm trimming. He is very, this will sound like I'm just saying this, but I'll tell Nate, I know Nate as well, by the way. Do you know who I'm talking about, by the way? Nate the hoof guy, yeah. His name's Nathaniel Renato. And Nathaniel, he trims cows who are in tie stalls most of the time. And they're incredibly hard because they're not going out. But that's a real plus for him because they stay dry, so their feet heal much more easily. Our climate is bad for cows' feet healing because there's so much moisture in the feet that they really struggle. And the favourite employee, Ashley, where is she? She what? She is not the boss. She's the boss, I'm sorry, I love you.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We'll talk about it later.
Everyone who knows Graham knows who the boss is.
Yeah, exactly. Should we trim some cows?
Yeah, let's trim some cows. Just getting a lot of feedback off Graham's question. Most of it, not a single word.
Really, yeah.
I know we need to translate.
So in the comments section, we have great fun reading the comments about Graham. Everybody weirdly likes Graham a lot. But we've had, is he Croatian? I love the Welsh guy. The Welsh guy is lovely. But Russian, Polish, literally every corner of the world. And we're still trying to figure out what the answer is. Gaelic.
Gaelic.
Yeah, people say Gaelic.
If folks say convince, they're right. You know what I mean? They're like, oh no, he's from Wales.
He said, when folk are convinced they're wrecked.
Wrecked, yeah.
Yeah. Right, should we trim?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's
right.
trim them.
We do have some more cows to trim, and these ones are going to be a little tricky. That's not a Dexter at the front. Hopefully that's a calf. I'm not trimming this, no.
That's one of Katie Van Slyke's. Has anyone watched Katie Van Slyke? She has the most amazing cows. Anyone heard of her?
Me.
She is awesome. Me and Graham are a fan, aren't we, Graham?
Yes, we are.
And she has amazing miniature cows, and I'm not sure what they are. Are you sure what they are, Graham?
They're crosses.
I mean, they're so small. They're awesome, and we would love one. But yeah, they're about that size, and they're fully grown. The size of the calves just now. They're amazing. Absolutely amazing. Right. Hopefully these are going to. Hopefully you'll enjoy the Q&A. Yeah, Graham was fantastic asking the questions there. So, let's see what's going to run in first. Any preference what's running in first, Graham?
Yeah. No. Sorry, no.
No. Anything?
No. It's fine. What we're going to do is, so these cows have obviously got very long horns. They're just like cat's whiskers. They understand where the tips of their horns are, but they will still get tangled because they don't understand where all of my ropes are. So, the plan of attack, we're going to close our eyes, cross our fingers, and hope. No, what we'll do is, we'll bring the cows through. I think the calves maybe come in first, and that's fine too. The calf can come too. We're going to see if she can come in and navigate the head gate by herself, and if she doesn't, then we'll take the ropes off the crush, and then we'll do it after that.
So shout out to Kyle here, because Kyle isn't showing it, but he's absolutely terrified of Highland cows' horns. He hates it. If we're ever working with him and we're both
Can you separate the calf from the cow?
And we're both in the pen, if we're both
no,
in
it's
the
okay. Yeah, do it. Sorry. Just try to get the calf out of the way so that we don't have them both come into the crush at the same time. Come on then, little one.
There we go. Cute as a button. So yeah, if we're both working with the Highland cows or the Herefords, and we're in a small pen, and me and Kyle are in there, he's unbelievably nimble, and up over the gate he goes and out and leaves me just stranded. Oh no, there's no one here to back me up. Save yourself. Right, come on, darling. Good girl. It is difficult for them, and you do feel sorry for them when they're running through here, because it's so tight for a reason, but that doesn't help them. You know, it's hard for them to keep. It's actually amazing the way they can do it with their head, isn't it? Constantly moving side to side to try and get their way through.
Craig. Want to get into the cow?
So this is our Sorka that's running through here, and she is in foal as well. And she's been with us since January. That was our in foal. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm used to talking about donkeys. She's in calf as well, and that was our little calf that ran out in front of us. That was Orla that ran through there. Go on, Craig.
Practically in the trunk.
There you go.
Well done, Craig, and well done, Sorka. Okay, so she has definitely got a little bit of overgrowth. Definitely her front feet, they're all quite flat. We're going to lift.
No.
Yes, we're going to lift them all, Graham. I can see you looking at me wondering.
And as with all gingers, Highland cows can be a bit fiery. Can have a bit of a temper on them, can't they, Graham?
Just a little bit. Right, you can everybody see this foot needs a little bit of work. Can you see? I know you can't see right in the front, I'm really sorry. But you can see the overgrowth here. If I feel that, I can feel it's really thin. So that tells me there's no tissue, there's no flesh, there's nothing in there. I can really sort of shorten these up by probably about that much. They're not bad feet, these, they just need a little bit of a trim. So as I trim though, I'm constantly, I know what I said, I know I can take lots off, but I am constantly looking at them, thinking, am I going too far? Am I taking enough? Can I take a little bit more? How does that look? Is the angle right? That's literally what my head is doing right now. Just constantly reanalyzing it. Maybe you can trim that front of my foot if you want. And then I'm going to start off the model with the grinder just to speed the job up a little bit. But again, I've been really cautious. This cow isn't lame. And the last thing I want to do is make her lame. That is literally everything you want to avoid. So I've just dropped the paddle out of the way there. Both feet look really level there when I hand the paddle up. Drop the paddle down and they don't look quite level. So when I put that on the floor, it wouldn't look very good at all. So I'll just take it back a little bit more. Heavy breathing. She is still a small cow, by the way, so her feet still don't fit quite into this truss. I'd like them a little bit further back if I could. Graham, are you still awake?
Looking all right, Craig?
Yeah. We're just checking the length. I don't want to go any further than that. You'll take it too far.
Yep.
So just try to be very careful.
So these are not going to look absolutely beautiful when you're finished because I don't really care if they're beautiful or not. I really care that they're more functional and more comfortable for the cows. That's all I care about. And that now is, you can see it's not as thin and not as long. It's about the same length as my hand, which is about 75 millimeters long. And that would obviously be completely different for the Dexters. They're much smaller feet. I haven't done a very good job here. I'm just trying to do a little bit more. What's that? No, Highland would like to move the next cow forward. Yes, you can move forward. Sorry. Not everybody will realise that Graham has 3 names. So we do some social media in Asia, and we didn't want them all to be confused, not just by his accent, but by the fact that we're both called Graham. So I asked him, pick a nice name for everybody in China to understand, like that you're such and such, and I'm Graham. He picked Alejandro.
Is it because of the mullet?
That wasn't. I said, okay, that's great. How are you going to sign your emails off? He said, well, Alejandro. I said, how do you spell Alejandro? How do you spell out? Nah, no clue. So we went with Norman.
Norman. Hello, darling. There's a long set of feet coming up here, and then there's a long set of feet on the 3 Herefords that we got originally, that were all in calf. That looks smelly. Thank goodness no smell of it yet. Well, it's just burnt hoof that we can smell actually just now. It's looking well. Good girl. Good girl. See everyone look. Beautiful. Thanks for all the super chats coming through, all the stars coming through as well.
Yeah.
How are these feet, Graham? Okay?
Yeah, they're really good. They don't look beautiful, do they? You know what I mean? They're not like...
Yeah, no.
But they're perfectly fantastic. But I need her to spread her weight evenly. If I took all that away, she'd just be walking like back on just this bit.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm trying to get it as possible. Alright, I haven't held a knife up at this yet, but if I hold it up, there shouldn't be any gaps underneath it. But I haven't tested it, so let's... No, there's not.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Look at
you
that.
See?
Beautiful.
So if there was any gaps under it, that would mean that there was high points, wouldn't it?
Yep.
So she'd walk on those bits instead of... So now she's walking on her whole foot. So her feet are pretty much perfect.
There you go. She might be quite mad when she gets out of here.
She might be quite mad when she gets out.
Yeah.
Ooh, right. She'll be fine.
No, she'll be okay. She's quite chilled out. Let's see her. There you go. Should we wait to see her calf again? Good girl. Good girl. That's us. Nothing beats a Highland cow, does it really, Graham?
No, not really. I do like belted Galloways. Come on, actually, Ben, the elephant in the room, we're in Dumfries and Galloway. Why are there no belted Galloways here?
Bit fiery.
Bit fiery, are a bit.
Bit fiery is what we're thinking.
This one has longer feet.
I'm not saying we'll never have them. Look at this foot come up. Watch this, watch this.
Ooh. see,
It's amazing how that
you
crush
can
works.
easily see, look at the difference in the length there.
Yeah.
So that means that she's put too much weight on here, but can you also see, round about the edge, see how it's high and there's lower?
Yep.
That's because it's not wearing away, it sheds away. Just like a snake's skin, it sheds away, but this bit's much harder and all of her weight goes on this, so that doesn't shed away, it would wear away. But because she's outside, it's not wearing away.
It's not getting the chance.
Which is why we have to do this.
You can actually see how much is flying off of that. It just starts grinding away, you can see the hook just disappearing. And then you think, yeah, they look quite long, but then within, what, 2 seconds you've got them back to the same length again?
So rather uniquely, not uniquely, but it's a bit of an anomaly, easy for me to say, but she had longer inner claws, and that's not usually what we see. I couldn't really tell you why that happens either, but it's just not usual. Usually the outer claw is much longer than the inner claw, and that's the one that we correct.
Hope you're enjoying live today, everyone. Let us know if you are in the comments. Give us a share as well. It's really special live today. Graham just doesn't do this for everyone, so we're really delighted that he's here. That's a finger trapper, Graham.
So that doesn't normally happen. She's smaller, so normally you just go bang, bang.
Right.
So I'm just making sure. I could probably have done that with her, but I don't want to hurt her feet.
Yeah.
So usually you would just... But look at this, look. It looks terrible, doesn't it? It looks all, bulbous and gnarly, but there's nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't look fantastic, and that's fine.
Smells a wee bit.
Smells a little bit.
Smells a wee bit. Oh, I'll just take that with me. So is anyone finding it quite surreal watching Graham on social media, Graham and the team on social media, but now seeing him in person? Anyone find it a little bit weird? Yeah. Even I found it a bit weird there, Graham. See, when you're trimming off, I was just waiting for the... And what I'm trying to do with this cow's hoof is I'm trying to get it nice and square. The ASMR. You think you're one of the originals, Graham, at that?
What's that?
The ASMR.
Yes.
Do you think you're one of the originals?
Yeah, well, maybe. Just an animal version of Dr. Pimple Popper.
Yeah.
Okay, Ben, we've got a bit of a problem here, Ben. So she has got a bit of a problem. Was she lame? No, you said none of them were lame.
No, not lame, no.
So cows, when we talk about lame, we talk about a cow that is limping. And that denotes that there is pain. But cows are prey animals. And the last thing you want to show if you are prey is that you're weak. So they hide the pain all the time. They make sure they hide it. And here we have a problem in a white line. Can you see that crack, Ben?
Yep.
It's a problem goes right up here. I don't think it's going to be that deep. But because it's black, that's making me think, oh, it's quite deep. But I'm reanalyzing it all the time, thinking, where is this crack going to go? Right, now I'm trimming away her wall horn. And I said to you earlier on that the wall horn is what takes all the weight away. No, it doesn't take all the weight, it carries all the weight. So by doing that, I am now jeopardizing her foot. But I need to get rid of that crack because it'll just keep cracking. So we've got rid of all of the structural parts. So we're going to put a block on Craig. She's not lame, but I've taken this away. So she'll be walking here now, won't she?
Yeah.
Instead of on here, because here doesn't exist anymore. So I need to replace a block there so that when this grows back in, it'll grow in without that crack now and it'll be perfect.
Small.
Yeah, small one. So we're going to use a small block so that it wears away in a couple of weeks. And Ben won't have to get it in, the cow back in, and do anything to it.
Hello, darling. Didn't see you there. So, a proper Hoof GP repair block going on here. Exciting. This is what we're talking about. Questioning. That got me right in the eyeball. Whew. Graham, people asking, are hoofs like our nails?
Yes, hoofs are exactly like our nails and a little bit like our hair. They're made of pure keratin. So if you are a lady, like Ashley is a lady, she takes biotin to strengthen her hair because her hair is made of keratin, and biotin helps the body synthesize proteins into keratin, which is what our fingernails are made of. So cows transform proteins into keratin and grow their feet that way. So yeah, they're exactly like our fingernails. It's kind of awkward to do it in this situation. Right, so can you see she's got this sun cloud that goes up the front here, but it's more severe there than the one earlier on, Ben. So it's going to go all the way up there. And now that we've put that block on, she's not going to need much weight this to carry her weight. But I am worried that that will end up causing a problem because it's pretty deep in there. So we're going to get the grinder. I'm going to trim around the front and get rid of that big crack as well.
So a good bit of repair work needed on this hoof. Look at Graham right in there, look at him go.
Somebody asked why I started hoof trimming. When I started hoof, I didn't really picture this. I kind of pictured the cow and me, so things have moved on. Okay, that glue sets very, 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 very hard, and it gets very, very hot as well, but we'll leave it a little moment longer to completely harden, and we'll move on to this front bit. But we have the same problem again.
Graham, is this the same glue that you hung yourself upside down on by gluing your shoes on the forklift?
It is, yeah. That was not scary in the slightest.
Can that be the outro to our video today?
Yeah, it can be. Did anybody spot what I glued back onto the pickup today? So I had to glue something back onto my pickup today. It's on. I'll give you a clue. It's on the front. See if you can find what it was. I used my glue.
I think this is bluebell that's ran through here. I think. I can't lie. I'm not actually seeing them coming through. By the time from where I'm standing, I'm seeing them coming through from the back. I'm not really seeing them coming from the front, so it's quite difficult.
Again, this has got a bit of a crack up the front wall. We call that the dorsal wall. But Ben tells me she's not lame. I have to be careful with how far I take it. Okay, do you want to have a look at this, Ben?
Yes.
So this is a sand crack that goes all the way from the tip of her toe all the way up to her hairline. You see here? Look at that.
Yep.
So it's like a riverbed, isn't it?
Yep.
See how it's just it's completely dehydrated and cracked all the way up. But you're telling me she's not lame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this bit up here. And if I was to get rid of this, I'd have to take a huge amount of hoof horn.
Yeah.
Imagine how much we'd have to take away. So I'm going to leave most of that there.
So if I was to tell you that she was lame, how would you change the treatment?
Then if she was lame, then I would take all of that out. I'd put a block on her, and then would retrim her again. Because to get this crack to stop cracking, I can't. The crack comes from the very top, doesn't it? It doesn't start halfway down.
Yeah.
So I need to take the top of this out. Otherwise, it'll just keep cracking. So to do that, I would have to take all of this hoof horn away. As it is, I'm going to just take a little bit there just to make sure that it's not open. Because I said to you earlier on, cows hide lameness.
Yeah.
So she could be sore under there. I just want to check, but I don't want to take too much off when she's walking okay.
You can see it right at the front of the hoof. You can see a big, almost detached bit at the front of the hoof. So I know it's impossible for all you guys to see from where you are. It's even hard for me to see right down there. But it's almost like it's a big crack right at the front of the hoof, and it almost looks like the front of the hoof wants to come completely off. And that's what Graham's saying. If she was lame, he would remove all that so that it would grow back nice and healthily.
Okay, so we've taken quite a lot out of it. If you show the people on your live, you'll be able to see that where